hello, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. By the end of today's video, you're going to know all about DSU Milano, the fully funded scholarship that is currently open for this 2025-2026 intake. Take a seat, let's go through today's video. Hello, my name is Anne, and on here I share with you opportunities available in Italy for international students. So in today's video, you're going to talk about DSU Milano. So who can apply for the DSU Milano? Students coming for bachelor's degree, master's degree, unique cycle programs, PhD, and that of specialization programs. What are the general scholarship benefits? It comes with stipends, accommodation, daily meals, international mobility, and then the possibility of tuition exemption or tuition reduction. Now, all regional scholarships are based on two requirements: economic and that of the merit. And you're going to start with that of the merit requirements. The merit requirement for first year students is done ex post. That means the scholarship is given to first year students going for bachelor's, master's, PhD. It's automatically given to first year students based on their family's economic condition. But then only 50% of the amount is given to them. For them to be able to renew the scholarship for the second year, and then also to be able to get the remaining amount of the scholarship money, then the merit requirements will apply. And we are going to talk about that. They should be able to meet the requirements by that of 10th of August 2026. And they should have acquired the minimum credits. The minimum credit is that of 35. For that of those going for bachelor's degree or single cycle master's degree, they should have at least 35 credits to renew the scholarship and then to get the remaining amount. For those going for master's degree, they need to have, you can see here, at least 23 credits. For those going for open access master's degree, or at least 23 credits for those going for limited access programs. Okay, and for those going for PhDs, the requirements that comes in their PhD score for application is what is going to be applied. Then for those in the subsequent years, these are the credits requirement. So for bachelor's and single cycle, they are required to have 35 credits, third year 80, and for bachelor's degree, since it ends in the third year, if the students want to extend it for another semester, then it's going to be 135. For single cycle master's degree, third year 135, fourth year 135, fifth year 190, sixth year 245, and then the last semester an extra of 55 credits. Now for master's degree, the second year, the student is required to have 30 credits, and then if they are renewed for the last semester, they are required to have 80 credits. Okay, so this is for open access programs, and then for that of limited access programs, you can see the credits distribution here. So if you're going for a limited access program, please check that of the credit requirement for your specific program so that you know and have that at the back of your mind. Now let's talk about the economic requirement. So the economic requirement for this year's call for application is for that of the ESE. The student should have an ESE not higher than 26,516.70, and then that of the equivalent asset situation indicator should not be higher than 57,645.03. So regarding family assets and everything. Then let's talk about the scholarship amount. So the scholarship is divided on two grounds, based on the category of students and then also the ESE brackets that the student falls in. So they have three brackets, and the first bracket is from 0 to 13,258.35. The second bracket is from 13,258.36 to that of 17,677.80. Then the third bracket is from 17,677.81 to that of 26,516.70. I mentioned that the amount is also distributed according to the category of students. So they have three categories of students: that of resident students, commuters, and that of non-resident students. International students automatically fall under non-resident students, because to be considered as a non-resident, from your residence to the seat of the course, it should be beyond that of 90 minutes. And then obviously you're taking a plane to the country, so definitely. And then by public transport, it should be beyond 90 minutes by public transport. And then for commuters, from the seat to their residence, it should be between 45 minutes to that of 90 minutes. And then for residents, students, they stay not far away from the seat of the program. So I'm not going to concentrate that much on residents, the amount for residents. I'm going to look at commuter and then that of non-residents. So if you're a resident, you can check the amount here. And then if you're a commuter and then you fall in the first bracket, you will be getting that of 3,936 plus free daily mail. And then the total is going to be 4,754. If you fall in the second bracket, you'll be getting 3,316 plus free daily mail. And then the total is going to be 4,134. If you fall in the third bracket, you'll be getting 2,436 plus free daily mail. And then the total is going to be 3,254. If you happen to be a non-resident student and then you fall in the first bracket, first easier bracket, then you'll be getting 7,316 plus a free daily mail, totaling 8,134. If we're in the second bracket, you'll be getting 6,255 plus a free daily mail, totaling 7,073. Then if you fall in the third bracket, you'll be getting 4,958 plus free daily mail, totaling 5,776. Take note, as that of a non-resident student, if you do happen to get accommodation with them, this amount that you see here, the accommodation is also going to be deducted from it. So please take note of that. Now let's look at the conditions for increment. One of the conditions for increment is a female student that is enrolled in STEM programs. Okay, so for such a student, if the student happens to be a resident and then they fall in the first and second income tiers, then they'll be getting that of 3,540. That is a 20% increment. If the person is a commuter, then the student will be getting 4,960.80. And then if the person is a non-resident and then they fall in this income brackets stated here, then the person will be getting 8,487.60. But then if the person falls in the third income bracket, then these are the amounts that they'll be getting. So 6,931.20 for the non-resident, 3,904.80 for the commuter, and then 2,536.80 for the resident student. Also, for students with disabilities, who do meet the requirement by law, it is if you have a disability higher than 66%, and then you also do have proof and everything, there is that of an increment up to a maximum of 40%. Okay, and then for students also enrolled in dual programs, for those students, they also attract that of 20% increment. Now let's look at the documents required. So as you can see here, for students that are located in this country, they just have to go to the CAF and ask for an EZA that gives access to university benefits. That is what they are going to use to request for the benefit. But then for that of international students whose family unit produces and owns income and assets abroad, are not entitled to apply for the EZA university certificate. However, you are required, when submitting the online application, students from the countries listed in Annex 1 to this call for application will be asked to provide documentation relating to the economic situation or their family unit. The university will calculate the equivalent easier value for such student based on the documentation that you submit to them. Okay, such documentation will include information on the composition of the student's family unit, the amount and types of income earned by the family unit during the 2024 calendar year, and the amount and types of assets owned by the family unit as at 31st of December 2024. So the list of documents to be submitted includes that of certificates issued by the registry office or other competent public body according to the laws of your country, stating that of the composition of your household. Now, documentation issued by competent offices from your country of origin covering the calendar year 2024 on that of assets, on that of income earned by each and every adult family member. Okay, as you can see here, if no income was produced, the documentation must state that the household didn't make any income for the specific year. Then also a documentation by competent authorities in your home country certifying the movable assets owned by all household members as at 31st of December 2024. Deposits, shares and investments or investment securities, life insurance and net equity of corporation or business owned. Where there are no movable assets, it needs to be declared in the document. Documentation issued by the competent officers of the country of origin certifying real estate owned as at 31st of December 2024 by all household members with an indication of the square meters of each property. Specify whether the property is the place of residence or otherwise. Where no property is held, also it should be stated in the document. Now take note, this document must then be translated into Italian and then it should get legalized by the Italian consulate in your country of origin. So based on these documents, then the university is going to calculate that of the equivalent easier for you, the international student, using this formula. You can see the formula here. That's how they used to do that of the calculation. Then you can see the notice here. Students must submit the document online by 30th of September 2025 or by 21st of August 2025 for those who are applying for university accommodation under penalty of exclusion from the rankings. Students from countries not listed in Annex 1 will be automatically included in the first income bracket. The university reserves the right to require evidence of the financial condition of the household for an ex-post assessment of financial requirements. Now, this is Annex 1, the list of countries for which documentation on foreign held income and assets for 2024 must be submitted for the purpose of determining the equivalent university easy. So you can see these countries: Canada, Malta, USA, Taiwan, Czech Republic, United Kingdom, and everything. But in here, you cannot see Ghana, you cannot see Nigeria. So you have to come here and check if your country can be found on the list. If your country cannot be found on the list, as is stated in the call, you will automatically be considered in the first category. Okay, you will automatically be considered in the first category of the easy bracket. Publication of rankings. Provisional rankings will be published for all applicants by 31st of October 2025 on the university portal. Once it's been published, if you have any reviews that you want to be made, if they indicated anything, any document that you need to upload, you need to ensure you do that no later than 7 days after the publishing of the provisional ranking list. Any appeals or anything should be filed directly through the portal. Now, the final ranking list will be published by 30th of November 2025 after appeals have been assessed. Only students enrolled in the 2025-2026 academic year will be included in the final rankings. Now let's look at the scholarship payment structure. So excluding pending payment cases, the scholarship is paid in 2 installments or in a single installment for students enrolled in their first year of track. The payment order is not equivalent to the actual crediting of the amount to your current account. The completion of the procedure depends on the timing of the banking institutions. So the first installment will be made by 31st of December 2025. Payment to students enrolled in the filter semester, that's for medicine, those going for medicine. Beneficiaries with matriculation completed during the second semester will be made starting from February 2026. And then beneficiaries subject to enrollment completion will be paid the first installment starting from January 2026 only after completing their enrollment for the 2025-2026 academic year, like that of PhD students, postgraduate schools, first year of master's degree, etc. Then for the second installment, it will be paid by 30th of June as long as the student meets that of the merit requirement. So for subsequent year students, it will be paid by 30th of June. But then for first year students, it will be paid by 31st of October 2026 after verifying that they have achieved the minimum merit requirement. The scholarship cannot be combined with MITRE, any other state scholarships. So please take note of that. Now for future of the scholarship benefit, for future of the original scholarship will occur if the student does not submit any original document required to confirm the self-certification. Because during the application you self-certify, but then you have to submit the supporting documents if the university ascertains that the self-certifications are untrue and then the student thus fails the merit and the income requirements provided. Now for you to apply, you have to go onto this website. I'm going to make a video where I guide you on how to apply, but then you go onto this website to send that of the application. Now let's talk about the deadlines. The scholarship application must be submitted by 30th of September 2025 under penalty of exclusion from the competition. However, take note, for those applying for accommodations, you are supposed to request for the scholarship earlier than the stipulated deadline. Okay, so you can see here by 21st of August for those applying for university accommodation. So that's all that you need to know. If you have questions, please email the team at the University of Milan, those handling the regional scholarship. They're going to be the best people to assist you with any situation that you have specific to your family situation, that of your country. They are the best people to assist you. So I'm wishing you guys the very best. I'm going to see you in my next video. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.